Yesterday we leave around 6:30 from Kathmandu, and we arrive in Dumre Bazaar and at 11:30, and from there we we eat a lunch and we continue just Voteora, and after we cross the bridge and we continue to the off-hill roads. And yes, the day was hard. The road was not so good, so yeah, it was quite a difficult day.
The car won't touch the rock. If we get out of the hole,
Okay, wait.
The road was not good, and the main problem was the transportations. Our vehicle is not able to climb the off-road, so we changed the jeep, and we hired another local jeep, and we arrived here at 1 o'clock. It was difficult. It was tiredful.
Nous avons beaucoup de régions reculées et qui sont reculées dans les montagnes, mais aussi dans les régions du Far West ou du Terai du Sud. Et il y a beaucoup de villages qui n'ont pas de routes, qui ne sont pas desservis par des routes. Donc les gens ils doivent d'abord marcher pendant 5 heures ou 10 heures pour arriver à une route. Donc maintenant, il y a un gros programme du gouvernement de construire des routes, et ces routes-là aident énormément au développement de ces villages reculés. Nous, on travaille systématiquement avec les communautés locales, parce que si on fait des projets sans les communautés locales, ça ne marchera absolument pas. Donc dans tous nos projets, nous avons un lien très étroit avec les communautés. Nous rencontrons très souvent des problèmes d'infrastructure. Donc l'UNESCO, bien sûr, n'est pas du tout contre les infrastructures et contre le développement, mais nous voulons que ce soit mieux planifié.
D'abord, le trekking, c'est d'abord et avant tout le moyen de tout le monde de se déplacer. C'est d'ailleurs pour ça que c'est aussi populaire et c'est aussi pour ça que ça reste une activité intéressante, passionnante et intégrée. Il y a aussi une variété de paysages qui est incroyable parce qu'on part grosso modo de la jungle, genre Kipling, Balou et compagnie, jusqu'au sommet de l'Everest. Donc il y a une espèce de panoplie et de différentes couches, strates, depuis les rizières jusqu'à la moyenne montagne, le riz, jusqu'au plateau tibétain et jusqu'au plus haut sommet. Les Népalais, eux, ils veulent une route pour pouvoir aller à l'école, pour pouvoir aller à l'hôpital, pour pouvoir aller accoucher dans des conditions correctes et pour pouvoir vendre les 3 grains de riz ou de blé ou de pommes qu'ils produisent dans les meilleures conditions avec un prix compétitif. C'était évident que partout, les routes, c'est fondamental. Et les gens les demandent. C'est pour ça qu'il y a des routes qui s'ouvrent partout. En fait, ce n'est pas des routes, c'est un bulldozer qui passe à travers un village ou à travers un espèce de col et qui ouvre un chemin qui va finalement devenir une route progressivement. Mais c'est sûr que ça a permis effectivement l'acheminement de marchandises. Alors ça a tué certains business, mais ça c'est comme partout. C'est vrai que les porteurs qui portaient 70 ou 80 kilos pour monter du matériel de construction, par exemple ceux-là, ils n'ont plus de boulot, ils font autre chose. Voilà, les caravanes de mules aussi, qui étaient aussi un truc très très important. Énormément de mules, énormément de yaks. Donc toutes ces caravanes, ça a été un petit peu la fin de leur business. À partir du moment où tu as un camion qui peut passer, personne ne va envoyer des mules. Voilà. Donc c'est sûr que la route est un facteur de développement.
यसको वास्तवमा हाम्रो जुन यो इस्ट वेस्ट हाइवे छ यो चाहिँ हाम्रो नेपालको ट्रान्सपोर्ट सिस्टम जुन छ त्यसको चाहिँ मेजर भनौँ न यसको मेरुदण्ड नै हो किनभने यही बाटो भएर मात्रै अहिलेसम्म प्रायः जसो म्याक्सिमम सवारी साधनहरू गुड्ने त्यही बाटो भएर छ। त्यसकारणले अब त्यो हाइवे 2019 सालमा भनेको आजभन्दा झन्डै मोर देन 50 इयर्स अगाडि बनेको सडक र त्यतिखेरदेखि निर्माण बन्न सुरु भएको सडक हो। त्यसकारणले गर्दाखेरि त्यो धेरै फराकिलो छैन। त्यसलाई अहिले 2 लेनमा मात्रै छ र त्यसलाई 4 लेन बनाउने अलिकति ठुलो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरको बनाउनु पर्ने अहिलेको आवश्यकता पनि रहेको छ ताकि हाम्रो ट्रान्सपोर्टेसन सिस्टम एकदमै स्मुथ होस् र हाम्रो यातायात प्रणाली सुरक्षित सेक्युरिटी हैन एकदम सेक्युर र त्यसैगरी भरपर्दो विश्वासिलो होस् भन्नका लागि पनि यो एकदम अत्यावश्यक भइसकेको अवस्था छ। त्यसको स्तरोन्नति अहिलेको आवश्यकता भएकोले यो सम्भवतः एडिबीले सहयोग गरेको हो। त्यस्तो एकदम डिटेल्ड मास्टर प्लान हामी कहाँ बनेको छैन सडकको सन्दर्भमा हैन। र जुन नेपालमा यो सार्वजनिक यातायात भन्छ पब्लिक ट्रान्सपोर्टको सुरुवात चाहिँ झनै 80 वर्ष अगाडिदेखि पब्लिकली जुन 125 वर्ष अगाडि व्यक्तिगत रूपमा मात्र गाडी ल्याइएको थियो र झनै 80 वर्ष पहिलेदेखि चाहिँ पब्लिकले पनि त्यो भेहिकलहरू चढ्नको लागि रोडहरू बन्ने क्रम चाहिँ सुरुवात भएको हो र त्यसको मास्टर प्लान चाहिँ डिटेल मास्टर प्लान चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म बन्न सकेको छैन। र त्यो जुन रोडको स्ट्यान्डर्ड छ त्यसलाई अझै अपग्रेड गर्न सकेको खण्डमा हाम्रो भनौँ न पब्लिकको जेनरल पब्लिक पिपलको मुभमेन्ट बढी हुन्छ त्यसले चाहिँ इकोनोमिक एक्टिभिटीहरूलाई चाहिँ प्रमोट गर्छ भनेर जुन सरकारले लिएको लक्ष्य छ त्यसको लक्ष्य के हो भन्दा त्यसलाई सबैतिर विस्तार गर्ने अहिले भइरहेको सडकको क्वालिटीलाई अपग्रेड गर्ने जहाँ सडक पुगेको छैन र बढी आवश्यकता छ त्यो आवश्यकता भएको ठाउँमा चाहिँ सडक नेटवर्कलाई एक्सपान्ड गर्ने चाहिँ त्यो नेपाल सरकारको लक्ष्य नै हो। र अर्कोतर्फ जुन भेहिकलको कुराहरू छन् हामीसँग अहिलेको एक्जिस्टिङ डाटा पछिल्लो डाटा अनुसार 32 लाख भेहिकलहरू नेपालमा इन्ट्री भइसकेको अवस्था छ र त्यसलाई चाहिँ धान्नको लागि जुन सडकहरू बन्नुपर्ने थियो त्यो गाडी भित्रिने क्रम र सडक र बन्ने क्रम चाहिँ अलिकति तालमेल चाहिँ मिलेको छैन। त्यसलाई भनौँ साइमल्टेनियसली लैजानुपर्छ र यातायात क्षेत्रलाई सवारी साधनलाई सुरक्षित भरपर्दो चाहिँ बनाउँदै जानुपर्छ। त्यसको लागि डिपार्टमेन्ट अफ रोड्स र डिपार्टमेन्ट अफ ट्रान्सपोर्ट म्यानेजमेन्ट एकअर्काको बिचमा चाहिँ एकदमै समन्वय गरेर चाहिँ अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ र त्यसो गरेको खण्डमा चाहिँ यो अझै सुध्रिएर अझै इम्प्रुभ भएर जान्छ। पक्कै जङ्गलहरू हामी कहाँ जङ्गलहरू चाहिँ धेरै नै छ र त्यो बाटो बनाउँदाखेरि त्यो कुनै कुनै जङ्गल भएर हामीले जानुपर्ने हुन्छ र त्यो जङ्गल फडानी गर्नुपर्ने जुन कुराहरू छ त्यो चाहिँ अलिकति भनौँ न बढी गाह्रो काम।
Usually the monsoon affects the seismicity. There is the seismic variation in our seasonal variation in with the monsoon. So in Nepal, we mostly in the rainy season, it's very difficult to work in the slope terrains. So we have to be very careful on the road design and the impact of like earthquake, landslide, and other aspects on the road. So mostly the slope terrain is very difficult for the well construction of the road.
Indian plate is going towards north by the 2 centimeter per year, and that is manifested, that is shown in because we have the 0 point where the Indian plate start to collide, and we have the 150 kilometer of the width where the collision make rest. Collision make rest means it builds the stress in that region, so that that region the stress is released in every 500 years, 600 years. So that thing which part has not been affected by earthquake since long time, we give more attention for the road building. Yeah.
Mostly we are in the tectonic zone. So the Himalaya from Burma in the Myanmar in the east to Afghanistan, among the whole Himalayan arc, Nepal Himalaya covers 1/3 of the Himalayan arc. So most of the seismicity in this region is due to the continental collision between Indian plate and Eurasian plate. Currently the Indian plate is under thrusting towards the Eurasian plate, and all the seismicity is generated in the Himalaya. When the rocks hold the strength until that the rock does not break, and when the accumulated strength exceeds the strength of the rock, then the rock breaks and the earthquake happen in the region. Mostly we have the tectonic earthquakes. We have to invest more for the preparedness. For the preparedness, it is very important to include the earthquake curriculum in the school and higher educations. If the children are educated about how to be prepared for the earthquake, what to do before an earthquake, what to do during an earthquake, and what to do after an earthquake. So it will be very helpful for them to educate their family as well as the community. So it is the most important part of the country.
We have to inform our people where to build very good house. If you know where to build good house, then how to make a good house. That is another part. And so then that comes engineering. Now if you know where to build a house, then how to build a house and how to be safer inside the house, and what to do during earthquake and what not to do during earthquake, and where are the safer place during earthquake in your home also. That's things we have to educate our people. It's actually, we are working with the French government since 1978 to know why there is an earthquake in Himalaya. What is remaining is now during earthquake we have three things: source, path, and site. Source, we know source with the French collaboration. We know the source. Where are the earthquakes? How earthquake happened? Why earthquake happened? Now we know by the French Nepal collaboration research. Now how seismic wave travel along the path? That thing we have to compute. And the site effect. What will happen if there is a 8 earthquake in Kathmandu? What will happen if there is 8 earthquake in Pokhara? That thing we are learning from Japanese model.
Mostly we have the technical assistance for making the road from India and China both sides, and it depends. Like for example, the Sinduli-Bardebas road has been constructed by Japanese government, JICA, and usually the roads until under construction they will support technically, but after it is handover, government should decide to whom we have to ask for the assistance for the reconstruction.
First of all, there are some of the geological structure where very active fault which can generate earthquake. We are trying to avoid that part of the road, because at the beginning when we design the road, we make a drawing, we make a design, we make a geological study, and we make a many research, and according to that research we see the historical earthquake in that region. Accordingly, and we have the building code for the road also. We have the standards for the road, international standards. We follow that standards and build the road. But our department is not responsible for the road. Road department is responsible. We have the separate department which is responsible to build the road in this country. But sometimes we give them the technical support about the geology and earthquake scenario for the road.
For the prevention, first of all, we need to consider, the alternative roads because if there is only one road networks, if that road blocks or if that road have some difficulties, then we should have another alternative road to reach that destination. Once we have a torrential rain, because basically there are two effects. One is it may trigger the landslide or it may trigger the flooding. So, for the landslide, to stop or to minimize the risk of landslide, our infrastructure should be constructed in such a way that it has less the effect on the road networks. It means we have to very carefully design the road networks by looking the slope aspect, looking the highest intensity possible of highest intensity of rainfall. Once we analyze those data, then after that we design or construct the road networks, then we will very much safe during the extreme condition or extreme torrential rainy season also. If we are not they consider those factors, then there is always very huge risks to have this kind of event of this landslide, which can ultimately block make the obstacle on the road networks. Nepal is a mountainous country, so we have very tall mountains. So, about 80% our land is mountainous, only about 20%, less than 20% is flat. So, in terms of meteorology and climatology, we have very diverse climate and weather condition because of this topography. Nepal actually is the monsoon country. It means we have very heavy rain during the monsoon period, but the rest of the months the rainfall is very minimum, very low. Some roads are only the useful or accessible to in the dry period, in the winter period, and some are very few only are they operable during the monsoon period. Particularly if you talk about this Nepal and China, the border, because of this earthquake in 2015, one of our major the transaction road networks has damaged, completely damaged by the earthquake, and immediately after the earthquake there was the Gulf event. Gulf means glacial lake outburst flood event, and it further deteriorates that the road networks. So, that is completely closed now, and government of Nepal has opened another the road network, but that is also very difficult, particularly in this winter season and also particularly in the monsoon season. My department is basically we are providing weather forecasting, we are providing flood forecasting, we are gathering all kind of information from the remote stations, the hydrological and meteorological station. Every day, every minute we are gathering the data using the real time information. Once we get the data from the real time sources, real time data, then we analyze those data, and then we analyze and we forecast the upcoming weather condition, upcoming flooding condition to the country, to the entire country. So, this year also we send lot of information through different media using our website, mass SMS, mobile apps. So, we disseminate, we distribute that kind of extreme weather condition earlier than actual happen, the system happen. So, that I think we try to reduce the loss of the life of the people, and also try to reduce the loss of property of the people.
Actually, to drive the cab inside the city is good for us, because if there is some problem, we have the friend, we have the mechanic. But the outside the Kathmandu, we are also new, so we don't find any friend, any colleague, any more mechanic shops. That's why we feel the easy to drive the cab inside the Kathmandu. Inside the city, almost the road are very good inside the city, but outside the road, outside the city, there is very narrow road, very small road, and it is very difficult for us. And there is actually outside the Kathmandu city, there is more hills, more zigzag road, so that you feel the very uncomfortable. And outside the city, we find the many big vehicles, big trucks, and there is not proper system, so we feel very safe to drive inside the Kathmandu, better than the outside the Kathmandu. Actually, our government must be systematic, because we have to limited parking and the limited market, because in Kathmandu especially we find the market on the road. Even the road is under construction. Some place you find the good road, but I wish the road will more better, more good, because road is for everybody, not only for me. Road is for everybody. So I wish my government will make the road not only in Kathmandu, whole Nepal, whole village. That is my point of view, because road is very important for us, for everybody. That is our basic need.